All right, so for today's class, we are going to be going over the campaign section within Command. So to get started, I'm at the sign-in page for Command. I'm at agent.kw.com, and I'm going to sign in with my KW username and password. I'll give you guys a moment to do the same as well. Now, when accessing Command, we definitely recommend using either Firefox or Google Chrome. We've just seen that Command works best in those two browsers. Specifically, the design section we think works best in Firefox. So today I am in Firefox. And once we are signed in, this is going to bring us to our Command dashboard. Now, before we go in and create any marketing, we do want to take a quick look at our marketing profile just to make sure that everything is updated there because our email campaigns, those are going to pull information from the marketing profile. So real quick, before we go into actually creating some marketing pieces today, we're going to click on our name at the top right and then select Settings. Once we're in our application settings, we're going to click Connect Settings on the left. Well, actually, rewind. We're actually going to stay on this applications page real quick before we take a look at that marketing profile. So there are a few apps that we want to point out before we actually go in and create any of our marketing today. Some of these need to be connected to utilize the campaigns section today. So on this page, this is where you can find your apps that you currently have connected to Command. If you need to connect additional apps that are not listed on this page, you can do so by clicking Connect More Apps here or going into the Marketplace. But everything we need for today should display on this page down below. Now, our connected apps are toward the top. The first one I'm going to point out is Facebook for post scheduling. We are actually going to be utilizing the post scheduling feature within campaigns today. So you will want to make sure that your Facebook page is connected here. Now, to sign into any one of these accounts, all you're going to do is click Connect Account on the far right. Make sure your pop-ups are allowed. It's going to bring up a pop-up window to sign in. And then you can sign into that account. So I just pointed out Facebook for post scheduling. We have that connected toward the top. And then we have Facebook for Ads Manager. So we're not going to be touching on Facebook ads today. We actually have a separate class for that. We have a Facebook Ads 101 class taught by Elizabeth. We're going to be touching on the other elements within the campaign section. So definitely make sure that your Facebook for post scheduling is connected. We're going to scroll down. If you want to utilize Twitter for post scheduling, you can connect that here as well. Again, all you have to do is click that Connect Account button. You can also connect Twitter and Google for running ads. We're not going to be doing that today, but that's another section you'll want to take a look at if you are running ads through Command. And then the last thing I want to point out are these two sections here under email services. So we're going to send an email campaign together today. And previously, the only way to send out an email campaign with Command is through MailChimp. So your MailChimp account had to be connected, and this would send your email blast to the contacts in your MailChimp database. Now, you can still utilize your MailChimp database to send out those email campaigns. I think the preferred method is to actually just utilize the Command email. So through the Command email, you can actually send your email blast directly to your Command database. So it's kind of your preference. Previously, MailChimp was the only option. We're going to go ahead and send to our Command database today. So you will want to also make sure that your Command email is set up. So next to Command email, I'm going to click Manage. And this is where we're going to set up our reply to email. So if you send out any smart plans or email campaigns through Command, they're going to be sent by a generic KW email on your behalf. But if any responses come in, they are going to go to this reply to email here. So definitely take a look at this section before you send out any email campaigns or smart plans. You'll just want to make sure that your sender name is updated and that the proper reply to email is selected below. So you can choose any one of these options or add in a custom email here. You also get 5,000 free emails per month that you can send through Command. You can manage your account usage here. If you find that you're sending more than 5,000 emails, you can go ahead and upgrade your subscription here. Great question. Is there a way to set it up so that the email will come from your actual email? Unfortunately not. If you are sending emails through command, they are going to be sent from that generic KW email address. So there's no way to change who the email is sent from, but if anybody replies to those emails, they are going to go to one of these addresses here, whatever you select. All right, so we're going to exit out of that. We've made sure that all of our application settings are good to go for today's class. Let's go ahead and click Connect Settings on the left, and then Marketing Profile. Now, some of this information from the marketing profile is going to pull over onto our marketing pieces that we create today. So you'll want to just take a quick glance at this as well to make sure that everything is updated. I also recommend making sure that this toggle is switched on and this little button is green. That's going to pull over your personal information onto your KW website. But down below, we have some spots for a headshot and a team logo. Don't put your office logo here. That actually needs to go down below. Our personal details, anything with that little red star is required. We have our market center and brokerage section, so make sure your office info and office logo are added here. Compliance, if you are from an office or a board that requires compliance links or documents on your website, on your marketing materials, you can add that in here. Links to our social media, and then tracking for Facebook Pixel and Google Analytics for your website. So I would just take a quick glance at this, make sure that all your contact info, your photo, everything is up to date, and then click Save. So this will update on our marketing pieces that we create right away. This is also going to update on our website. This does also pull over onto your mobile app, but that can take up to 72 hours to update. So just keep that in mind. All right, so let's go in and actually start creating some pieces. So for today's class, really quick, we are going to go in and create a Facebook piece together. I do also teach a class on Designs 101 where we go through the design section more in depth. So for today's class, creating that social media piece, I'm just going to run through that really quickly. If you're not familiar with the design section, please watch my Designs 101 class. But we're just going to quickly set up that social media piece so that we can then go into campaigns and post it together. So to get started, we're going to go into designs. We're going to click on this little icon that looks like a paintbrush down on the far left. This is our applet menu over here. These are the different sections within Command. So let's go ahead and click on the icon that looks like a paintbrush. That'll bring us into designs. Now this brings us into the design library. So my design templates, these are all pieces we've created before. So you can access your email templates, social, print, and videos. To create a new social post for today, we're going to click on this plus sign down at the bottom right. And again, I do go over this more in depth in my Designs 101 class, but for today, we're going to select social. And then we are going to import photos and text from a listing. The design section is actually linked to the KWLS, which makes it really easy to pull over your listing photos and details onto the piece that you're creating. So select social, import photos and text, and then next. From here, we have our KWLS search page. I'm just going to go ahead and search for my listing. Select the listing here. And then it will go ahead and pop me over into WeBrand, where we can go ahead and create our piece. So again, I'm just going to run through this really quick, show you guys that I'm creating a social post ahead of time, and then we're actually going to post it together. So in here, we have the templates. These are all of our social templates over here on the left. I'm going to select listings and then for sale. And depending on what you choose over here on the left, we will have further categories broken down. So we have social wide, which is good for Facebook, Twitter, Facebook ads, LinkedIn. We have social square, which is great for Instagram, but you can post these on Facebook too. And then social stories, pieces for your Instagram and Facebook stories. So we're actually going to choose social wide today. And then let's just select the first option. So for sale, listings for sale, social wide, and then we're just going to choose the very first template. Now, editing these pieces within the design section is really easy. Like I said, I'm just going to run through this super quick. Check out my Designs 101 class and we'll go over this a little slower. But I'm just going to go through and edit this so you can see how quickly and easily we can create this piece. So I definitely want to start by switching this photo. I'm going to go ahead and click on the photo I want to change. And then over here on the left, I have these different tools that I can choose from. So I'm going to select KWLS. And since we selected our listing ahead of time, you can see it pulls up all of my listing photos as well as listing details. So to switch out this photo, all I have to do is grab my photo over here on the left and I can drag it over here on the right and you can see it's going to go ahead and populate there. Once I let go of my mouse, my photo is added in. And you know what this was? Here we go. Ooh, this is acting a little funny. I'm just going to see if I can get this to populate real quick. This has been acting a little funky. Let me see if I can go ahead. It was working for me earlier. Now it looks like it's acting funny again. So there's another way to do this. You can go ahead and click on the photo and then click replace. And let's see if it still does that error. Oop. Okay, so you can see it's popping my photo over in the left-hand corner. But if I actually click the reposition button, it'll allow me to move that back over. So that's just a little glitch that's happening right now, but you can fix that by clicking that reposition button up here. So there we go. My photo has been swapped out. I do need to change the address. So I'm clicking on the address up at the top. I'm going to go back over to KWLS on the left and choose listing details. And you can see it pulled over all the property details from the KWLS. So I'm going to use this magic replace button again, these two little arrows. And that's going to pop my listing address in this box. So click on the box you want to change first, then click replace, and you can see it added that in right away. So I'm just going to rearrange this real quick. I'm just clicking and editing, dragging and dropping. Makes it super easy for me to quickly edit this piece. And I promise when we go to the campaign section, I'll be going a lot slower. I just wanted to give you guys a preview of how to actually create a social post. So I'm just updating this so everything fits. That looks good. I'm just going to click in this box, double click, and change out the property details. This is 4 beds, 3.5 bath. Change the square footage and the price. And there we go. Change the date that it was built. This was, it actually was built in 2015, so I don't have to change that. And then lastly, I'm just going to change this out for a generic KW logo. When you click on the logo, it actually senses that this is a logo. So it's going to bring up my assets. These are logos that I've uploaded previously. You can also access some generic KW logos in here. So I'm just going to use a regular KW logo. Again, click that magic replace button. Oop. Move this around. I'm going to make that a little smaller. And there we go. So super quick, I was able to create this piece. I'm just going to go ahead and change the name of this design. I'll call it America's Just Listed FB. And that's saving automatically for me. Auto save is actually set up. So I'm done. Really quickly, in a couple minutes, I was able to create this piece. So I'm going to click done at the top right. So we can also download this. You can download this as a JPEG and post it directly to Facebook, but we're going to utilize the campaign section today, which is linked to our designs. So it's going to make this really easy to post on Facebook through command. So all I need to do is click done, and that's going to bring me back to command. All right, so we've created our piece. Now we need to post it. So let's go ahead and click on the icon on the left that looks like a megaphone. That's going to bring us into campaigns. Now within Command, we have both paid and free campaigns. Our paid campaigns are going to be those paid ads. So running a Facebook ad, a Google AdWords campaign, Twitter ad. Also, we have direct mail. You can create direct mail postcards through Command, which we're going to do today. And then we also have our free campaigns. We have email campaigns, which is like an email blast, and social posts. So today, let's go ahead and start by going into a social post. And for your questions, if I'm unable to answer your questions today, please shoot us an email after class, just because we do have so much we need to go over today. I'm going to do my best to answer as many questions as possible, but our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. So if I don't get to your questions today, please send us an email. But we're going to start today by posting that piece we just created. So from here, I'm going to click Social Posts. Now, this social post feature is really similar to Hootsuite. If you've ever used that before, you can actually schedule your social media posts ahead of time and they will run automatically for you. So this is really a great time-saving feature within Command. We like to say set it and forget it. Maybe take a Sunday evening, Sunday afternoon, get your social media posts scheduled for the week, and then they will run automatically for you. So this is our social post dashboard. If we scroll down, we'll be able to see all of our social posts we have created currently. Let's go ahead and post that piece we just created. For any new campaign, we're going to click Create Campaign at the top right. And let's select Social Post. All right, so basically what we're going to do is we're going to work our way through these items on the left to build our post over here on the right. So this is going to post to our business page. And it's going to start with some text. Now I'm actually going to skip the text first, and we're going to jump down to the section where we're going to add in the photo. So from here, we can upload a photo from our computer or from Designs. We can upload a video, or we can add a link. So we want to use that piece we just created. So I'll just leave this on Upload Photo. From here, you can upload an image that you have saved on your computer, but this is actually linked to Design. So we'll go ahead and leave that little bubble selected and then click Browse Design Library. All right, so this is going to bring up all of our social posts that we've created previously. As you can see, this is our piece that we just created together. So I'm going to go ahead and select that social piece that we just made. Now, once I click on that, it's going to ask me to crop the image. Now, this is a Facebook piece, so it first has it cropped as a square, but if I click this drop-down menu, I can choose wide, and that's going to fit perfectly. But you can also manually adjust the cropping if you'd like. I'll click Crop Image, and you can see it plugged in our design over here on the right. Now, we do need to add some text for this piece. You can add up to 2,200 characters. So what I would probably do, this is a just listed or for sale piece. I would probably do something like just listed in Thompson Station. Then maybe the property description, and then contact today for more information. You have 2,200 characters here, so you can add in as much text as you need. I think it's still good to keep it kind of short and sweet. This property has a really nice, concise property description, so that looks good to me. So we've added in our text. We can still see that little preview over here on the right. And you can add up to 4 images if you'd like. I'm just going to use this one that we created. Now we also have this section for the DBA logo. Now, if you're running a Facebook ad, it is required that you add in the logo. If you're doing a post, the logo is not required. depending on your office or your board, I just mean from the command standpoint, it is probably required by your office or your board to have the logo on there. But from command, you have the option to remove this. So you can see this little gray KW logo over here on the bottom left. That is what this is plugging in. So since we already have our logo on the piece itself, I can go ahead and remove this logo. So this pulled the office logo from my marketing profile. You can change the positioning of this. So if you didn't have a logo on this, you could use your logo from your marketing profile. I already have a logo on here, so I'm just going to go ahead and exit out of that, and it's going to remove that extra logo. There's also an option to include your ownership statement. This is also pulling from the marketing profile. We already have our ownership statement on here on the actual piece, so I don't need to use that either. So I'll just skip over those two items and remove that logo. Moving down, it's asking when would we like to post. We can schedule the post ahead of time, or we also have the option to publish immediately. I'm going to go ahead and schedule this. It does give us a little pointer. It says the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. Great question. Somebody asked if there's an app through KW that assists with designing a logo, or should you just go through Fiverr? This isn't through KW. There isn't really a logo maker within designs. Canva is a really great option for creating logos. There's lots of good like clip art and things that you can use through there, and like pre-made logos that you can switch around and customize. So Canva is a really great option. And it's free, yeah. Yeah, but unfortunately, there are little same kind of things within the command design system. There are like those little clip art element items that you can use, but I'd say Canva is just an easier way to do it. Or Fiverr, of course. All right, so they say the best days to post are Monday, Wednesday, and Friday mornings. So for publishing time, it recommended tomorrow at 10 a.m. If you'd like, you can click on this little calendar button and you can actually choose a different date or time. So I'll just change that. And then select the pages. So our Facebook account is already connected. So we set that up from our settings in command. Our Facebook was already connected for Facebook posting or social posting, so this is good to go. And there we go. Our post is very ready to go out. So we have this scheduled to post on Monday at 10:30 a.m. I have the option to save this as a draft, or I can schedule the post. So I'll just go ahead and click schedule, confirm, and we're good to go. Now, this is not showing Monday on it just yet. Let me go ahead and scroll up. Let's see. There we go. So I just moved the week ahead by clicking this arrow, and we can see next week, here's our post that's scheduled to go out. So we can see a preview of this. It says scheduled. Once this is posted and live, we can see how many likes, comments, and shares it received. And then any other posts that we schedule will show up on this calendar as well. Now over here on the right, we also have some options for quick posts. You can create a neighborhood video, which is really cool, like a fun little informative video based on a neighborhood that you may be marketing or working in. They also have other options. So you can see these are some examples of some free social posts that you can use. You can shuffle through these to see different options. There's quite a few. But once you find one that you like, you can go ahead and click on this arrow. And it's going to bring you back into the editor. So you can see it's basically a post that's pre-built for you. So if you'd like, you can go through this and edit the text. You can change the photos, add more photos, change the time it's posted. But you have access to these quick posts as well. You also don't have to make any changes. If you like this as is, you can go ahead and click Schedule Post. And that'll go out as well. So there we go, there's our calendar. So really easy for us to create social posts utilizing the quick posts or our designs that we create in the design section. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete these because I don't actually want these to go out on Scott's Facebook this week. And if you need to, you can also click on this ... to edit the post or delete. So I'm just going ahead and deleting there. A few great questions. So when you are utilizing the posts and the post scheduling, that is going to post to your business page. So when you're in your settings connecting your Facebook, you are signing in with your personal account, but the posts are actually going to go on your business page. So we definitely recommend creating and utilizing your business page for your business. I don't think it's a bad idea to share it on your personal page as well. Like if you were to post on your business page and then share the post to your personal page, I don't think that's a bad idea. But you're definitely going to want to do most of your real estate social media business on your business page. And then some other questions. Somebody said, I'm a new agent and I don't have properties. You can utilize things like these quick posts. You can also post like real estate news, and you can still use like some of these stock image photos, things like that. All right, so that is our first type of campaign. That is our social posts. Now the other type of free campaign is going to be emails. So I'm going to click on emails up here at the top left, kind of top center. And we're going to create an email campaign together. So these are different than the smart plans. The smart plans follow more of a campaign structure, I would say, where they are scheduled posts or multiple items or actions that you're going to be completing. Through campaigns, an email campaign is more of like an email blast that you're going to send out to your database. Another great question, is there a way to pull in real estate news for posting on future days? There's not a way to automate that at this time. Unfortunately, you would have to manually find real estate news or articles or whatever it is, and then create your post based off that. There's not a way to automatically generate that. But I love that idea, and you should go to answers.kw.com. That's actually where you can post ideas for, oh, no, not answers, sorry, ideas.kw.com. You can post ideas for things that you'd like to see within Command. Other agents can see them and vote on them on that site, and then hopefully KW will implement them. So I recommend posting that there because that is a great idea. All right, so we are in our emails. We're going to go ahead and create an email campaign, do an email blast for our database. Before we go ahead and create the piece, it's a good idea to make sure that your email lists are set up. So we're going to be sending through command email, which means we're going to send this email blast to the contacts in my command database. So we have contacts in the contacts section. And from this emails page, let's go ahead and click email lists. All right, from here, you can create your different email lists to send out your email blasts. You can see some examples of email lists that we have created here. If I need to, I can edit these by clicking the pencil button. That'll allow me to add or remove people from this email list, or change the name, or I can delete the email list altogether. To create a new email list, all we have to do is click Create List. Make sure that command email is selected. If you are using MailChimp, it's basically going to pull over your database from MailChimp. So for today's class, we're going to leave this on command email because we want to send our email blast to our command database. So make sure command email is selected and then create list. So I'm just going to call mine email blast list. And then down below, I can select all the contacts I'd like added to my list. So I can search for people here by name, email, or neighborhood. I can also search by tag. So for these, you do have to scroll through and then search for those tags. But you can select people by tag or any search by these options. I'm just going to go through and manually select some people. So you can see we're big Friends fans over here. We have the Friends characters in our email list. But I'm just going to select some contacts. All you have to do is check the box next to their name. Click confirm, and they will be added to my list. So you can see we just created our email blast list, and it has 3 contacts in it. This question, how many emails can we mass produce with this email blast without having any legal problems? I can't speak to that. I'm not sure. You can send up to 5,000 free emails per month. I want to say for your email campaigns, you can send up to 2,000 at a time. But I can't speak to the legality of that. And then somebody asked, can you pick all of your contacts without picking one by one? Yes, you can. So let me go ahead. I'm just going to edit this list. All you have to do is click this option for select all. And that'll go ahead and add everybody to your email list. Let me just confirm once I refresh. Oop. And oh, this is showing people already in my email list. Let's see. There we go. All right, so I can go ahead and click select all. And once I click confirm, you can add everybody to that email list. All right, so let's go ahead and create our email campaign. So I'm going to click create campaign again up at the top right, and then choose email. From here, we can enter our campaign name. I'm going to create an email for that listing that we just were marketing. So I'm going to call my email campaign, I'm just going to call it the address. You can choose a goal down below, everything from advertise listing to event awareness. So I'm just going to choose advertise listing. And then it asks where will your campaign run, which is essentially asking which email list you want to send this to. I want to send this to my contacts that I have in command. So I'm going to go ahead and leave that selected and then click create campaign. All right, and this is going to follow the same sort of structure. We're going to work our way through these items on the left to create our email over here on the right. So for step one and step 2, these are already completed for us. So we can see for general information, we have our campaign name. Our goal is to advertise the listing, and this is going to send to our command database through command email. Under account, this is our command email here. Step 3, we need to choose our recipient list. We already created our email list, so I just need to click on this drop-down menu and click Email Blast List. And there we go. We've already selected who we need to send this to. If you forgot to create your email list before coming in here, you can also create a list here. So if you forgot that step, that's totally fine. You can create the list from here. You can also edit your email list. That's going to take you back to that previous page. Send from, this is our command email again. This is pulling from our settings where we chose our reply to, our sender name and the reply to email. If you do need to edit this, if this is incorrect, go ahead and click on this edit button. That's going to take you back to the marketing profile. Or I'm sorry, into your application settings. So this is going to take you back into settings. All right, email subject, I'm going to say just listed in Thompson Station. And then we need to create our email piece itself. So down for step 6, we're going to click Select Design. Now, similarly to the social posts, if you created an email template ahead of time, you can actually choose that from the library. So these are all the pieces we've created before. Let's go ahead and create a new email template together. So I'm going to choose KWRI templates. And there are actually quite a few email templates that you can choose from. So you can scroll your way through this to look at those different templates. You can see there are some fun, like informative pieces like chill your bills. There was a tax piece, Mother's Day, lots of holiday pieces. There's newsletters in here. You can actually create a custom newsletter. For those newsletters, it doesn't pull in the content for you automatically. You will have to create that yourself, but there are newsletter templates that you can utilize, which is great. Lots of pieces for listings. You can see happy spring, happy holidays, event invitations, lots of good stuff. So we're going to create a listing piece. So I'm going to go up here to the search box and search for sale. And it's going to bring up the 3 for sale templates. We have approachable, classic, and modern. If you click on this ... you can actually preview the template. And find one that you like. So you can see they're pretty similar. They just vary a little bit. I'm actually going to choose this first option, approachable. So all we need to do is click on the template that we'd like to use. All right, so over here we need to basically change out the content and customize our email. Now our template is already set for us, so essentially we're just going to click and edit. Up here at the top left, you can preview what your piece or what your email is going to look like on different devices. So mobile, tablet, and computer, desktop. But let's go through and actually start changing this. So I do want to point out anything with text that looks like this, that has the bars and the asterisks, that means it's going to auto-populate for us. So this stuff down here, this is going to pull from our marketing profile. So we actually don't need to edit that. All of this down here, that's going to generate for us. So I'm going to start by changing out the image. So what I'm going to do is click on the image itself. And then click the pencil button. Now over here on the right, we need to add in our image, and we can add or change different items as well. So we need to start by adding the image. I'm going to click replace. And you can see these are different images that we've uploaded into the email campaigns before. So we have my images. We can also add images if I want to pull in an image from my computer. I can do so here. This will actually allow me to browse my computer and select that file. But this is linked to the KWLS as well. So super easy to pull in those listing photos. So I'm going to search for my listing again. Click search. Go ahead and select this listing. And then I have access to all the listing photos again. So I'll just go ahead and choose this first option and then click replace. So you can see it popped in my photo over here. If I'd like, I can go ahead and link this photo. So if anybody clicks on it, it can pull to a landing page that I've created or a web address. I can also change the sizing of this photo by adjusting the pixels here. I can add a border, change the positioning, but I'm going to go ahead and just leave this alone. I've added in my photo and I'm going to click done. And you can see it plugged in my photo here. I do need to change this text, so I'm just going to click on the text box and then click the pencil button again. And now I can just type in my listing details. If I'd like, I can change the fonts, I can change the font size, I can pull in any of these items which are going to auto-populate for me from our marketing profile. But this looks good, so all I need to do is click done, and that's going to be added in for me. So you may need to mess around with this a little bit. You can see that the spacing is a little off, so I'm just going to click on the pencil button again. I'm going to try bumping this down to another line. And it's not allowing me to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to space this out and see if it pushes it down. Oop, and it, like I said, you might have to mess with it a little bit just to make it fit perfectly. There we go. Let's change the price. I'm going to click on the text box again and click the pencil button. Just manually typing in the price. Click done. Ooh, and that's updated right away for me. Unfortunately, there's not a way to pull over the listing information. This has to be manually added into the email pieces. So I need to change the text here for beds, baths, and square feet. So same thing, I'm just clicking and editing. I'm going to click on the text I need to edit and then click the pencil button. This is, I believe, 4 beds. Click done. Same thing here. I think it was 3.5 bath. Done. So real quick, I'm just clicking that pencil button and editing this text. Done. Perfect. And you can see very quickly I'm working my way through this and editing my piece. Now we do have some text boxes here. We do need to change that out. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the pencil button and we're going to add in our property description. So I'm just going to go in here and paste that description. And click done. So again, you may need to mess around with this a little bit. Sometimes depending on where you're copying and pasting from, it can be just a little funky, like the alignment. So let's see. So you can see when I copied and pasted, it did add in some spacing. Oop, actually that looks better. Whoa. Oh, okay. So that's acting a little crazy. Let's just try doing that again. There we go. So all I did was once I clicked that pencil button, you could see that it reformatted it for me. So again, you may have to just tweak things little by little. I just clicked that pencil button again, click done, and now the spacing is fine. So we do have an extra text box down below. I'm just going to go ahead and delete this by clicking the delete button. Now I do also want to add, you can add in additional items as well. So over here on the left, we have these different content blocks. So if I wanted to add in any additional text boxes, any additional images, or these items here, like a market snap or a video, we can do so by just dragging and dropping. So if I wanted another image here, all I'm doing is grabbing the content block over from the right and dragging onto the left. Now, anywhere where this green line appears, that once I let go of my mouse, let go of the button on my mouse, that's where that image is going to be placed. So for example, if I let go of my mouse, it's going to add in an image there. I'm just going to pick a generic photo for now, and you can see that's added in. So very easily, you can totally customize these pieces. I'm just going to go ahead and delete that, but that's how you can pull over these content blocks. Now we do have a button here. So I'm going to click on the button and then click that pencil button to edit. So I would probably change this button to something like learn more or like apply today, something like that. I'm going to say learn more. Then I need to choose where this is going to link to. So if I was an agent, I can pull a landing page. So if I have a landing page for this property created in Command, I can actually pull that over automatically, or I can go ahead and choose web address. So if I was an agent, I'd probably link this to the listing on my website. So I'm just going to pull that up really quick and we'll go ahead and enter that link. All right, once I paste in that link, if somebody clicks on this button when they're viewing the email, they will be brought to the listing on my website. I can also change the size of this button. I can change the positioning. I can change the font, the color. I can make it rounded instead of square. I'm just going to go ahead and click done. And now when someone clicks on this button, they will be brought to my website to view that listing. Couple more photos down below. I'm going to click on the pencil button. So same process again, click replace. I can choose my listing images, or I do have to search for that listing again. I'm just going to upload an image from my computer. So I can click here to browse. And it's going to allow me to choose my photos I have saved on my computer. So I'll just do that. Just going to go ahead and upload both for now. There we go. So I'm going to select the photo that I just uploaded from my computer and click replace. It's plugged in here. Again, I can change the size, the positioning, but I'm just going to click done and it plugs in my photo for me. So again, click on the thing you'd like to edit, click the pencil, and I'll just go ahead and choose that next photo. All right, so my email is good to go. All of this is going to pull from my marketing profile. So what I want to do before we move forward, we do want to change the name of this piece up here. So this, if we go up here to this text box and just go ahead and double click, we can change the name of the email. So I'm just going to call this America's Email Blast. And once I click away from that, it does save to my templates. So I'd recommend clicking the save button as much as possible, just so you don't lose your work. If we click on this I button here, we can actually preview the email piece. So you can see it's pulling over our information from our marketing profile. So there's Scott's photo, his name, his contact details, and this email looks good to go. You can also preview what it will look like on different devices as well. So this looks good to me. Up at the top, we do have some options to preview again. We can send a test email, which I definitely recommend sending yourself a test email so you can see what this looks like. But I'm just going to go ahead and click save and exit. This is good to go. Once we click save and exit, we can see our piece is plugged in over here on the right. And this looks great. So all of our options are selected on the left. We now have the option to save it as a draft. If we go to this actions button, we can preview or send a test email again. I do recommend sending yourself a test. I do also recommend adding yourself to the email list, just so that it'll go out to you as well and you'll see what it looks like and when it goes out to your clients. So from here, we can schedule this ahead of time or we can send immediately. If I want to schedule, all I need to do is click that schedule button and I can choose the date and time that this will be sent. There we go. Click schedule. And that is good to go. So now that'll bring us back to our emails here. We can see our America's email blast is scheduled. And then once this goes out, we'll be able to read or see detailed information about any opens, clicks, or bounces it received. Now I don't actually want that to go out to that email list, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel this campaign by clicking this ... here. Once I do that, it'll just change it to a draft status. All right, so the last thing that we need to go over today, I know we're going over a ton of stuff, is going to be our direct mail. So through Command, you actually have the option to create postcards as well. So let's go ahead and click direct mail. And we're going to put together a postcard. So same process, we're going to click Create Campaign up at the top right. And this time choose Direct Mail. I'm going to enter in my campaign name. Again, I'm still marketing that listing, so I'm going to call it the listing address. I'm going to choose Advertise Listing as my goal. And then we have two options down below. We can choose a default template or we can upload a custom template. So through default templates, that's what we're going to choose today. There are a few options. I think there's 4 options that we can choose from, but you can also upload a custom template. So actually in the design section under print, there are additional postcard templates that you can use. So the default templates, there's not a lot of wiggle room in what you can customize. They're very easy to use, which is great. They look nice, really simple, straightforward. But if you do want to do more customization, I recommend checking out the postcard templates in designs. You can actually completely customize a postcard over there, and then you can upload that postcard that you created and still send out the postcards through command. So we do have additional shorter videos on that process, but for today, we're just going to choose default template and then create campaign. Now this is, since we did choose that we were advertising a listing, it automatically brings up my KWLS search page. So we're just going to search for that listing again. Right now it's only showing my listing. So I'm going to change this to all listings so I have that full KWLS search. I am also going to change the status to all, just so I'm seeing everything and I find my listing. So I'm going to go ahead and search again. I find my listing here. I will click select. Now, this is going to follow a similar process. We're going to edit the things on the left to build our postcard over on the right. And since we selected a listing from the KWLS, a lot of this is already done for us. Now on the right, we have the option to choose which type of postcard we'd like to create. We have a 4x6, 6x9, and 2 6x11s. So you can see a little preview of what these will look like. We have 4x6 selected here, and if I click Preview Postcard, you'll get an idea of what this is going to look like. So we're going to go through and actually fill in the rest of the info, and we'll be able to see the full preview. But you can select which type of postcard. You can choose any one of these 4 templates. Again, if you want to use a different template that you can customize more, choose one of the templates from designs and you can import that over. So for step 1, name and goal, you can see we have our green check mark. This is good to go. We already selected our listing. Now we have our listing details. This did pull over from KWLS. It pulls over most of the information. You can see it added the listing address, the price. We do have to manually add in the beds and baths. So I added in 4 bedrooms and 3.5 bath. You can also add in a listing status. I'll change this to just listed. And then the description. So you get 350 characters here. Looks like we are over a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to remove some of this. There we go. So for your postcards, you do need to keep it kind of short and sweet, something that's really going to grab that person's attention. So you have 350 characters here. So very quickly, I was able to add in the listing details and I'm going to click Save. So we have our check mark here. Step 2 is done. For step 3, we need to select our listing photo. It does pull over the KWLS images. Please note that this does have to be a high resolution image because it is going to be printed. So we're going to try this out today. Sometimes the photos that you may have in MLS or that are pulling into KWLS are not going to be high res enough. So you may have to manually upload them. So we're going to try this today. These are all of our KWLS photos. I'm going to go ahead and select the photo here. And you can see it says low resolution. It's not allowing me to use that. So I'm going to try uploading the photo from my computer. If that doesn't work, I'm going to just have to upload a stock photo, but make sure when you're adding in your listing photo that it is high res and it'll tell you if you can't use it. So I'm just going to try uploading the photo from my computer. It is still saying low res. Let me see if I can, just for the purpose of today's class, save it. Yeah. So it won't let you save unless the photo is high res. So you're probably going to need your photos directly from the photographer if it's not allowing you to pull from the KWLS. So what I'm going to do, just for today's class, I'm just going to use a stock photo that I have on my computer. And there we go. So if it is high res enough, it'll go through and you can click save. All right, listing photo is done. Under agent, this does pull from your marketing profile. So just double check that you like your headshot and your contact info is up to date. This looks good to me, so I'll click save. Market Center, it does pull from your marketing profile as well. It doesn't add in the state or the zip. So let me just go ahead and confirm the zip code for that. It's confirming this because you will have the option to send yourself a postcard as well. So they do want to make sure that the address you're sending from is correct. So that's why they have you verify this here by adding in that info. All right, that looks good to me. I'll go ahead and click verify, and it will have you verify the correct address. So I'll go ahead and confirm, and that is good to go. We have targeting. We have two options here. For targeting, we can target a farming area through local targeting, or we can target our database. So if you have a farming list with actual addresses, you can go ahead and select those contacts here. If you want to do local targeting by selecting addresses, you can select this option here. So it's going to pull over based on the listing address. So if you want to change the area you'd like to market, you just need to type in a different address here. And on our next step, we will actually select the additional addresses that we're going to send this to. So I'm going to send this to homes around my listing. So this is good to go. I will click save. Now, lastly, we have budget. For these first class 4x6 postcards, they are 59 cents each. And you can choose how many you'd like to send. So for 200, it's going to be $118. So that looks good. For these other postcards, you do have different options for postage. So these ones are going to cost more. All right, well, let's click save. So we already have our postcard selected on the left, but now since we've actually added in all the info, we can see the full preview. You can see here's our postcard, and that looks great. Now down below, there's also an option to add a lead generation feature to it. So you can actually add a QR code, and any leads that you generate through this postcard, you'll be able to track within Command. So if somebody scans this QR code and enters their information on your landing page, that lead info is going to come into Command for you. So I would recommend creating a landing page for this specific listing. That can be done over here under Consumer. You can create a single property website and then actually select that landing page here. Or you can even add in the download my app page if you'd like. So I don't have a landing page created for this listing. I'm just going to choose download my app, but that's what I'd probably do. If I was an agent, I would go over to Consumer and create a landing page just for this listing that I'm marketing, and then add the QR code to the postcard. So then when somebody gets the postcard, they can go ahead and scan that QR code, be brought to that landing page and view more info about the site. And then hopefully you will get the lead through that way and it'll come into Command. So I'm going to go ahead and add that QR code. And next we need to configure targeting. So I'm going to click step 2, configure targeting at the top right. It says, are you sure you want to create this campaign? I will click yes. And then we just have a couple more steps before this is ready to go. All right, so now we need to choose which 200 houses we're going to send this postcard to. So it's choosing houses based on the location of the listing. So here's the address here. You can change this if you'd like. And you can see down below, I'm zooming out, it shows 200 homes around that listing. So you can go through and actually, if you put your mouse on top of the listing, you can view info about these addresses. which is really cool. It shows that it last sold in 2018. You can go through and select additional houses, remove these selections. You can break down your targeting over here on the left. So for 200 homes, you can choose the property type, the property details. I'm just going to leave this as is. I'm going to send it to 200 homes around my listing. I also recommend sending a copy to yourself. So you will receive a copy of this postcard. So now my total is $118.59. So I'm going to click next. The last thing we need to do is pay for it. So all we have to do is enter in our credit card information here. It'll give us a little preview of the postcard up here at the top. And I do want to say, make sure, double, triple check that everything is good to go. You have all the property details, your details are perfect. You have the right addresses selected, because once you make this payment, there's no way to make any changes or cancel the order. So definitely make sure everything is good to go, but all you have to do is go ahead and enter the payment information, and that will be sent for you. So I'm actually going to hit back, and I'm going to, oh, there we go. It saved as a draft for me. I was going to choose save as draft, but it did it automatically for me. So here we go. There's my postcard. It is in draft status. Once it goes out, it'll show you the date that it's sent. And if you have any leads that come in from scanning that QR code, those will actually appear here, and you can view the lead details by going here. So I know we went over a ton of stuff today. I did record this class, so this is going to be on our website later today. I'm going to drop this in the chat for you guys. This will be on slmtraining.com. So definitely check that out. If you have further questions, please feel free to shoot us an email or give us a call. Here's our contact info here. Our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. We are here Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern. We are going to be closed this upcoming Monday for Memorial Day. But thank you guys so much for watching my class. If you do have those questions, please feel free to reach out. If not, I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.